Hi, I'm Lauren Francesca.
And I'm Brad Grunberg, and this is another
How
episode of How to
to
Start,
start.
number
And we have,
86.
yeah, 86, and we have the amazing Marsha Doll on the show on our 86th episode. Really excited that Marsha can come on. Marsha, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you started?
Wow, you just opened up a couple of hours, Lauren, explaining how I got started in the industry. But I'm a modeling and a talent agent. If your audience doesn't know that already, I've been doing this for 40 plus years. I don't know how that could be. I'm only like 21, but the time has flown by. Um, I'm from a small town in Florida. My Jewish grandfather, my Russian Jewish grandfather, came from Lithuania into New York City. 1925, opened a clothing store in Perry, Florida. Small town America. That store is 97 years old this year. We still have it. I am the sole survivor of our clothing store. And I grew up in the store. My daddy grew up in the store. And my mother would take me on buy-in trips to Atlanta because who knew better to buy the junior department than Marsha, the 14-year-old daughter, right? So I'm like, yes, we'll take that. We'll take 4 dozen of that. We'll take 20 dozen of that. I'm buying my whole new wardrobe every time we went to the
What's
shows.
the name of the store? What's
the
name
Fair
of the
Store, Fair. It's in Perry, Florida. It's across the street from the courthouse. It's been in the same location for 97 years. We are probably the last mom and pop in the rag industry. I'd have to say, probably in the country.
Wow.
Yeah. We're probably going to stick to it, at least 100 years. Got to make that 100 mark.
Absolutely. Do me a favor, Marsha. Come out of your shell. You're so shy. I mean, come on.
I know. Well, you guys, you're warming me up. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. And by the time 15 minutes goes by, woo, you'll feel some really good energy. But anyway, I was a buyer for my family's clothing store, and a guy saw me at the mart that had a clothing line. His model didn't show up. He's like, "Can you model? You're tall, you're skinny. Can you model?" I'm like, yes, of course I can model. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm like zero confidence. I've never modeled before, but I always dreamed, of course, just like any other 14, 15-year-old. Anyway, that's what started it. And, a lot of story goes on after that.
Wow. And
you want to hear it?
Yeah. So you moved to New York. Who took care of the family business when you moved to New York, back to New York?
Okay. My husband flew back and forth every single week. And of course you have good managers that run your store, but I lived mostly in Florida. And then I started doing boot camps in New York City 25 years ago, training models and actors and wannabe people that were interested in our industry, but there's no way they could get their foot in the door. There's no way they could really get the true feeling of what it would be like to work in New York City as a starving model actor until, they found got the break. And so I did that for all these years. And so we were back and forth, but I lived up there at least 3 months out of the year, summer times. And then we were back and forth a lot doing my camps. And I can't even explain how fabulous my boot camps were. And then COVID hit. And so they kind of like, shut it down a little bit. So, we went back and forth to New York, and now my agency is based out of Florida. So I direct book models and actors. There's not a lot here in Florida compared to New York City, but it's a great place to live. And I've got a place at the beach on the ocean there in Panama City Beach. It's incredible. It's gorgeous. And Georgia, they're filming a lot of movies in Georgia. And I ended up on a TLC reality show do you guys know about the TLC reality show?
No, tell us.
So the name of the show is the reality show world. 20 years ago, I've been approached literally 15, 18, 20 times. We just couldn't get it right. And I am a true believer in go with the universe, the energy. It just wasn't right. It just, what they wanted to do with me and portray me as, and I have, 4 fabulous children I'm raising. And, I'm a classic kind of girl. Now, believe me, I do have fun and I'm crazy and I'm wild, but it just wasn't right for a reality show. But we went through a lot of production, a lot of different companies, a lot of networks. And then out of the blue, 3 months before COVID, TLC calls me, the production company that's filming this new reality show called Welcome to Plathville. It's on TLC. It's about a family in Cairo, Georgia, which is only like 45 minutes from Tallahassee, Florida, the capital here. And it's about this fundamental Christian family who have never had a computer, never watched TV. They have never even drank a Coke, all this bizarre stuff, living in the woods on a farm. And there's like 9 or 10 children. Well, the 18 or 17 at the time year old boy, Micah, wants to be a model. So who do they call? Marcia Doll.
Yeah.
So they call me and it's like, literally, can you be on set the next day? Now here, I had just left. Okay, hold on. I had filmed. Okay, yeah, we filmed in November and December. January, I had agreed to do the Marcia Doll reality show. I had agreed with what my image would be, how we would do it. We were going to film in New York City, around my boot camps. And I signed the papers January 28th, and then COVID hit second week of March. So it was like, are you kidding me? Oh my God, like decades of reality, since Mark Burnett, did his thing and I did Willoughby. I can't even tell you all the craziness. But anyway, so COVID hit, that nixed that. But Welcome to Plathville hit the air, and they are in the 4th season, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I'm not going to go, I don't want to talk too much about them and the characters, but I came very close with 4 of the main characters on the show, and I was the modeling agent on the show for Michael.
Marsha, why can't you revisit your show now? Now that COVID's kind of subsiding a little bit, why can't you revisit it?
Well, I haven't even talked to the production company about it.
Marsha, you belong on TV.
We could, but it's kind of like, now I'd love to do one in Florida. I'd love to do my boot camp in Florida on the beaches instead of New York City. I worry about, and everybody's fine. I'm not, I'm wild. I'll go anywhere. I'm crazy. I'll do anything. But, I got
not you, Marsha. No, not you.
but the 14, 15, 16-year-old daughters of these great parents are shipping their daughters off to live with me and like an apartment and with New York City.
Yeah. Bring it on. Let's do this. Oh, Marsha, please.
Wait.
Marsha, you are a character, and it's great. You have all this knowledge. You protect these young people because so much goes on with the modeling and the acting, people taking advantage of these young people, and you protect them like a Jewish mother that you are. I love it. Right,
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And I'm sorry.
I'm part of the tribe too, the Jewish tribe.
Love
Lauren is too. She's Italian, so we're all
the Lutzman. I tell you, I mean, the tribe. You're right. It is a tribe. It's a wonderful tribe.
We're Mishpucha, baby. We're Mishpucha. Yes, we're all big.
I love it.
Yeah, no, I love it. Lauren, you've got to revisit it. Would you call the production company tomorrow morning, please? Right, Lauren?
When I found you on TikTok, I was just, this woman is amazing. I was like, and then I looked at all your stuff and I was like, I have to get her on the podcast.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. I mean, I love what I do. I love entertaining. I love inspiring. I love motivating. I love educating. I love everything about what I do. And I do a lot of speeches and talk to a lot of groups, and you got to find your passion in life. Yeah. Your true passion. Most people are like, they end up 40, 50 years old. They don't even know what they want to do. They're not happy. They work their 9-to-5 jobs. It's like people get stuck in their comfort zone. That's the biggest problem. You just won't take, the first step. Nobody's going to knock on your door. Nobody's going to chase you down for your dreams. You've got to get out there and just, I went to school. I got my degree in communications, a minor in psychology from Florida State University. I couldn't imagine doing anything else but what I'm doing. I didn't want a real job. I mean, ooh, how horrible would that be? So I worked in Miami, I worked in Tampa, then I worked for some modeling agencies, and I realized I knew more than they did. And I was a good person. I was going to be honest, and I wasn't going to tell everybody that walked in the door, give me $4,000 and you're fabulous and we're going to make you a model. I wasn't going to do that. That's not my style, and it was wrong. And so that motivated me. And it goes back to the late 70s and early 80s when I was in college, and I met a woman, Eileen Mitchell. She just passed away last year. Mm-hmm. She was really good friends with Eileen Ford. She had a modeling agency, small town America here in North Georgia, so, North Florida, South Georgia. She would take me to New York. I trained her models for her. I am like 19 years old. I'm hanging out at Studio 54. I'm with the Kennedys. I'm with Eileen Ford. I'm with Elite's 5th anniversary party at Xenon. Okay. I'm like a little Perry girl from population 8,000. Okay. And now I'm at Studio 54, like, what's up? We're here. Limos and
what's up?
But
All right, Marsha,
I went with Eileen Mitchell, and she was my mentor, and I worked for her as a runway TV commercial instructor at her agency. And then we would take models to competitions called Models of the South. Here's some information that I bet a lot of people in the modeling industry have no clue about this. The first modeling convention ever staged outside of New York City was done by Wilhelmina, her husband, Bruce Cooper, and a man named Jack Rasnick. And Jack is still like my father to this day. He ran the convention. He gave them the idea. They started it in 1975. And, it kind of shut down about 8 years ago. But yeah, so I go back a long, long way.
Marsha, you're in the modeling industry, but who runs the clothing store back in Florida? Who's running that place?
My husband.
Oh, really? Oh, that's great.
So I live in Florida.
Right. No, I understand that, but I'm saying you have this. I mean, you're so busy with all this stuff. Your husband runs the clothing business. Great. So you have.
Yeah, that's right. It's like 50 miles south of here. So we live in Tallahassee, the capital city. And so the store's in Perry, which is 50 miles south of here. And then when, we take off and we leave the country or we go wherever we go, we have managers and people that take care of the store. And, he actually, when I met him 30 years ago, he had sunglass stores. He had, I think, 23 sunglass stores. He sold out the Sunglass Hut. My company grew. Oh my gosh, that's a whole nother story. It was promogirl.com. I named it, which was a division. And y'all just put your hands up if you need me to slow down here.
No, I'm enthralled. I'm like, just.
I love this.
Amazing
I strap myself in. This is a ride. I want to keep going on. I love it. Just keep going, girl. Just be
okay.
you. Just be
so I had Marcias models here in Tallahassee, right? I didn't make a lot of money. I'm doing little modeling classes and fashion shows and local talent or whatever. And I had a client call. It was a banking client out of Charlotte, North Carolina. It was Pro Performance Marketing. They called and they said, we need about 80 models for a Florida State University football game. I'm like, what? I'm like, what size do you need? They're like, we don't care what size they are. I'm like, oh my God, cha-ting, yes. I've got all these people that want to get in the business, but they're not 5'11" and weigh 116 pounds, right?
Right.
So I've got all these college kids. Now I can give them a job. And this was, back, 1997, 98, 99, all the way up to like 2005. So I booked about 80 models, exactly the number they wanted. I knew, because I just knew, I'm in business a long time. If you want 80 models, I'm going to book about 98 because 18 aren't going to show up. Okay.
Right.
So
exactly.
I had the numbers, I had the personalities. They'd been trained by me. They wanted to be models and actors. The company was just blown away. They were like, we are doing these stadiums all over the country for college football games. So what my models would do is they would sign people up for a credit card, the application, and they got a free Florida State University football shirt, right?
Right. I've seen those people. Yes.
Right. So they were just blown away by my numbers. And then week after week, I performed. I did it. They were there. They were professional. They were on the spot. And they asked me, could I do this somewhere else? And I'm like, well, where do you guys do it? They go, every Division I college in the country. I'm like, da ding, da ding, da ding, da ding, da ding. I'm like, oh my God, ching, 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 ching. So I'm like, my husband's from South Carolina. So I'm like, how about University of South Carolina? How about University of Florida, which is Gainesville? How about University of Miami? They hired me. I ended up doing pretty much all the stadiums in this country. So it turned into 48,000 people with my company.
Oh my goodness. And that was back in the late 90s.
That was 1996 through probably when the crash, 2006, 2007, when everything just kind of tanked.
Marsha,
and I was like,
How much sleep do you get a night?
It depends, but sometimes I'm just 3 or 4 days. I'm so wound up, but I actually try to get 7 hours of sleep. I really try, but I stay up late. I'm a creative brain.
I
1 o'clock in the morning, get up at 9.
You have the it factor. You're a winner. You're a
yeah,
winner.
you have amazing energy. I know a lot of the people watching would want to know, how do they get that agent or manager? How do they work with Marsha?
Well, you've got, like I always say, you've got to be interesting. You have to be memorable. All right. Through my emails, headshots. Then people that you can tell in the language from the email that it's just, there's something that can catch my eye, and it's the way you talk to me in an email. It's that personal touch instead of like a robot. Like, I went to this school and I went to acting school, and you've got to have something that catches my eye. I mean, it's just like any other director or casting person. You got to have that something. But models at marciasstory.com, and basically I file you away in boxes, age groups, whatever you are, what ethnicity, wherever you came from, whatever. And I file you away. And then when, something big happens or a client calls and somebody doesn't come right to mind, I go to those boxes and you just kind of weed through. I can tell so much by the way somebody writes an email to me. Really, it's amazing. And back in promogirl.com, I had to really be a good judge of character, because anytime I sent a group of models, they all had to be shining because they had my name on them. So they had to impress. That's why I'm still here 40 years later. So
absolutely. Oh my goodness. I mean, Marsha, Marsha, has anybody ever approached you to do a movie about your life?
I can't believe you just said that without sounding arrogant here.
No,
like
Marsha,
it's all about me, but I do have
it is all about you.
It is all about you.
I have such an interesting story, and my husband's trying to get me to write a book for the last couple of years. About 6 months ago, in my head, I started going, oh my God, somebody has to make a movie of my life. And it's like I said, it's not that I'm so special, but I have so many stories that I'm not going into some of them here. I'll save it for a movie because you just won't believe some of them. But interesting
we gotta
stuff.
talk. I think I see a director right there next to you. I really believe you have a story to tell. Marsha, you are a character. Oh my goodness. I mean, can you give us one great Studio 54 story? Great. Oh no, it's not going to be in the movie.
Okay. Okay. That's all. That's like R-rated. It's R-rated. This is PG. Okay, but I will tell you this. This is funny. Okay, I'm either 82 or 1983 in Tallahassee, Florida. There was. Do you remember the Great White Hope, the Jerry Cooney, the boxer?
Of course.
Okay.
Jerry Cooney from Boston. Of course.
Okay.
The Great
Jerry
White
Cooney.
Hope. Yeah.
So he fought. Wasn't Holyfield. It was.
Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes.
Okay. So he fought here in Tallahassee at the Civics. Or no, sorry, he did not fight here. It was on the big screen on a closed circuit.
It was the big fight between in '82. It was Jerry Cooney against Larry Holmes in Las Vegas for the championship of the world. You went to a pay-per-view event with a big screen watching it somewhere. Okay.
Yep, that's right. So they had the Civic Center here on the big screen. So I had a bunch of friends that went. That was a Friday night, if I'm not mistaken, because I was flying out to New York City that next morning. So that was Saturday morning. I flew to New York, maybe Monday night or Tuesday night. I'm in Studio 54 with one of my models, Lisa. She's fabulous. She's my age. She's still modeling. She's in Dallas. Anyway, so Lisa and I are sitting there, Studio 54, and I'm like, and I love boxing. I'm like, especially back then, I'm like, oh my God, that's Jerry Cooney. She's like, what? I got the boxer. And I went up to get a drink at the bar. He's standing there. He's got Band-Aids all over his face and stitches. And
anyway. He got his ass whipped. Yeah. Oh
my
God. So you're hanging out with Jerry Cooney at Studio 54 after he got beat by Larry Holmes in 1982.
Yep. Wow, that's right.
That's a good story.
There's a lot more than that.
Marsha, I'm going to talk to you. I want the rights to your life. Oh my goodness. This is incredible. This is great stuff.
I mean, I'm glad you think so. But, making movies or writing a book or giving a speech or doing what we're doing. You hope that you're inspiring someone. You're telling other people your story, the pain, the glory, the accolades, the hit the ditch. You know, I've had cancer twice. I went through breast cancer 2 times.
Oh my God.
God bless you.
Wow,
Oh,
amazing. That you beat it.
And I'm still here, you know. And I was like this before I had cancer. I'm not one of those like, oh, well, let me save the world now that I had cancer. It's not that at all. I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been someone who wanted to make everybody smile. I wanted everybody to shine. I wanted everybody to feel confident and worthy and inspire them that they can do anything. If I started a business out of my garage with black pantyhose on with no air conditioning in Florida, putting flyers on people's car in mall parking lots to come take a modeling lesson with me. Oh my God. So yeah.
Marsha, this is Lauren, thank you. That's all I gotta say. Lauren, Francesca, thank you. Marsha, you know what's amazing, what I love about you? You say what I do every day. You know, I was a Lyft driver for 5.5 years, and I had people in the back of my car, and I told them this: don't find something you love. Don't do it for the money. The money will come. Be happy in your life. It's so short. With everything we've gone through and we see every day, find something you love. And you found something you love. You do it for free. I can tell, right?
I just did a fashion show 2 days ago. That's why I'm hoarse. I was screaming. Well, I'm usually hoarse anyway because I scream and yell all the time in a nice way. But I'm choreographing a fashion show. What's today? Wednesday? Monday? No, today's Thursday.
It was Thursday.
But Valentine's Day, whatever Valentine's Day was.
Monday.
It was for breast cancer survivors.
That's fantastic. Oh God.
You have no idea how much charity I do.
I know. I can imagine.
Yeah.
You give speeches. You touch lives. You're protecting the young folk that get into business, and that's fantastic. Is there anything you haven't done in your life that you want to do? Anything?
You know
left?
what's?
Yeah, tell us.
I believe it or not. You know what I tell my grown kids every day? Pretty much every day. I'll be in the kitchen, want to walk through, or come in for lunch or something, say hi. And I'm like, you know what? I want you to remember, if I drop dead today, they're like, Mom, are you not telling us something? But I have my kids. Oh my God, my kids are fabulous. I have the best kids in the world. They're all grown. I've got one who's a doctor, one who's a lawyer, one who's a law enforcement. They're all girls. And then our baby boys and our baby boys in corporate America in Tampa. And they're all successful. There's no drama. They're just good kids. And, you know, as long as your kids are happy and they're good, I'm so happy. My career, what else could I have done besides make a movie?
You're going to make a movie, Marsha.
Yeah.
Right, Lauren? Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
but Brad, you have to see her TikToks because let's talk for a second. What is your TikTok, Marsha? How did you start doing them? Because they are amazing.
Well, I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. I love a challenge. It's like during COVID, I'm like, well, what do you do? I mean, this kind of brain has to be challenged. I sat here for 1.5 years just going, oh my God. But anyway, my models, like 3 years ago, we're in New York City. We're in the back of limos, taxis, whatever. And they're like, let's do a TikTok, Marcia. Let's do it. And I'm like, I'm not doing a TikTok. They're like, come on. I mean, I don't care being in front of the camera. I'm like, go ahead, whatever. But they wanted me to start posting myself. I'm like, I can't even send a text or an email hardly. I'm like, whatever. Anyway, I got on it in December. And for some reason, like I say, timing, the universe shows up, something happens. And I started watching them. I had the app on my phone this whole time. I started watching these videos. And what I was seeing on what I was watching, just positive energy. Families dancing and kids acting, people lip singing and just instructional, inspirational. I'm like, oh my God, I can make my own movies. I can make my own entertainment. I can teach. I can motivate with my TikTok videos. So I was so enthralled with it. I was like, and I don't read instructions to anything. I am wound. I'm like, here, do it. Figure it out, do it. So I figured it out on my own. The college girls, they were all my assistants. Are like, well, we'll help you when we get back from Christmas break, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, forget it. I'm in Vegas and I'm at the Bellagio and I'm on my phone and I'm just big. And I figured it out, obviously. I'm on TikTok now. And it's a business. I mean, I'm not making a dime off of it. I don't know that I ever will. That's not the purpose. The purpose is I can reach people anytime I feel like it with whatever I want to say. Love that.
And
you have
how
a
do you
lot to say.
come up with what you have to say? Because they're very creative and just like life advice. And what makes you tick?
You know how I've studied, you know, how people do TikToks that are really creators. They draft, you know, they put the bunch in folders and drafts. I do mine every day because it's whatever I'm feeling that day. I just did one a little while ago, getting ready for you guys. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. I'm going to dance. So I started dancing, and I'm going to post it when I get off with you guys. That I'm motivated by what I feel. And that's what I do with TikTok. I don't plan it out. I've got a million different things to say on TikTok. I don't think I will ever run out of things to say.
How many grandkids do you have?
Actually, we have two on the way, one next month, another one in May. But I'll back up a little bit. We have two that are 17 and 15. But they're my children too. They were my husband's older son when he married me and his wife. So they're still our grandchildren. It's just I didn't raise them. So, you know, but yes.
Because my grandma was my best friend. Lauren's grandma was her best friend. And I bet you're an incredible grandma. Oh, my.
Can't wait for the little ones.
Yeah, of course. That's so great. Let me ask you this. So with what's going on now, is your business as in the modeling, have you reached your plateau, or are you always creating and coming up with new ideas for how many clients do you have? How many models do you have under the Marsha Doll banner?
I couldn't tell you. If I went into a list, you know, some of my favorite probably that I could just immediately say, I need you on set, or I need you to be here for me. Probably 100 to 150.
Good number. Good number.
Yeah.
Got it.
But the thing is, see, this is okay. I went to Miami in December because I sat here for a year and a half during COVID, and I'm just like, what am I going to do? Just sit here? I'm supposed to just get old and die? I mean, what am I supposed to do here? I can't quit. There's no way. No. New York was kind of, you know, shut down. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll move my boot camps to Miami. So I go to Miami in December. I did a model search here in Tallahassee. Before I went, I shopped a couple of girls, you know, to the big agencies, Next, Elite Model Management, you know, your people I've worked with for years. I don't know. I wasn't feeling that part of it. I've done it. I've done it a million times. I'm not chasing down 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old girls saying, come on, you know, you got to get your test shots done. You need to do this. You need to do that. And it's not like I still love it. And I'm not saying I'm never doing that, because right now I've got two girls that I'm going to probably represent down in Miami. But it's not, I don't have that passion. My passion is creativity, like doing a movie. I mean, I can't believe you said that, because that's the biggest thing. And I said this on another podcast, Dave Fiore, How'd I Get Here? He asked me the same thing, and I said the same thing. I want to do a movie. And I've got so much stuff.
Well, I'm going to write that movie with my writing partner, and Lauren and I are going to produce it with you. We met for a reason. The universe brought us together. Marsha, you need to make this movie.
Yeah.
You touch so many lives. You're going to touch even more lives. This is amazing. I've never met a character like you. You're great. You're amazing. I love your energy. It's like, did you have the same energy when you were a young kid?
I did. Okay, so talk about energy and being an entrepreneur. When I was 5 years old, I used to sell peanuts, boiled peanuts, door to door. Okay, my mother.
Was that your first job ever? When you were a kid?
Yes, I sold boiled peanuts at 5. I just knew I had to do something. I had to accomplish something. I had to sell something. So I sold boiled peanuts. Then it moved to, I had restaurants. And okay, I would go to an appliance store a mile away from our house. I would drag the refrigerator boxes home on a wagon or bicycle or whatever. I'd get them back to my house. I used my grandfather's Stetson hat boxes for the dining room tables inside a refrigerator box for my restaurant. I'm not kidding. So I had little windows cut out, had the little Stetson hat tables with a little red and white plaid. A lady next door sewed. She always had material. I made the tablecloths, or she did. I didn't sew. And I put them on the Stetson hats, and I had my refrigerator. Then I sold turtles. I lived on a creek. They dredged the creek. There were turtles everywhere. I put them in boxes, small, medium, large, and I sold them.
Turtles. Peanuts to turtles. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Yeah, I bet you could monetize anything.
Oh my gosh.
I love a good challenge.
Lauren, you need to hook up with Marsha and help her move to the next level on the social. Oh my gosh, you are incredible.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, I'm just being me. I'm being true to who I am, what I do. I love people. I love their energy. Everybody says I love people until they get around them. They're like, oh God, I suck. You know, it's like,
you're very authentic. You are who you are. This is not an act. You can't make this up, right?
No, you can't. You definitely can't make this up.
No way. Where can people find you? Where's your social media? Where can everybody find Marcia Doll?
Well, there you go. We got Marcia Doll Models Facebook. We got Marcia Doll Personal on Facebook. We've got Instagram, Marcia Doll Models. And of course, my amazing new TikTok. I've been on for like 7 weeks. It's called A Minute with Marcia Doll on TikTok. And because I love TikTok so much. All right. There's a very good friend of mine that I was on his TV show off and on here on Fox local. And I got so obsessed with TikTok and I see him all the time. Joel Silver. Hello, producer, right?
I know
Not
Joel.
the one in LA.
Well, I know Joel Silver very well. Yeah.
This is a different one.
Oh, this is a different guy. Oh, okay.
A good old another Lanceman, another little Jewish boy from Miami. His dad was a senator. There's highways named after his daddy. Anyway, he's a really good friend of mine. I said, we go out and have martinis together all the time. I'm like, Joel, I am loving TikTok. We have to do a TV show on it. He goes, okay. So I just watched my show a little while ago. I'm on every Thursday night at 7 on Fox with Marcia Doll's TikTok picks of the week.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's just when I love something and I just become just obsessed with it. I just love to share all the cute, funny, and of course they have to be PG to be on Fox, you know, regular network. So, you know, I just like to share all the cute things that I see on TikTok.
Oh, that's adorable.
So it's fun. You know, it's, you know, it's definitely just a hobby. In other words, that's another charity.
That is great. You help people, you raise money for cancer, you touch lives every day. Marcia, God bless you. You're going to be with us for a very long time, girl. You ain't going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere, baby. Let's do it.
Good, baby. Can you play us out with one of your dance moves? Because I think you got, girl, you got some moves, girl. I think you got some. There we go.
Have you are you watching my videos?
No, I'm going to watch it right after this. Go, girl. Yeah, go, girl. Go,
Well, I don't
Marsha.
have room, but
Go, Marsha. Go, Marsha. We know, but yeah, you girl. Yeah, you. Oh wow, look at this. Gee, man. Oh, Lauren, you're a dancer. She's got moves.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that's why I love TikTok. When I first started watching, I'm thinking, it will get me motivated. I don't work out. I'm thin. Everybody's like, oh my God, you work out all the time. I'm like, I've never worked out a day in my life. I'm very lucky. I'm not going to a gym. I don't put on those clothes and do all that. Dance. I love to dance. So I'm like, well, TikTok will get me motivated to learn those dances. But then I got all carried away with my messages and I forgot about dancing. And then I just danced a few minutes ago. So if you look at my TikTok, I hadn't loaded it yet. I'm going to load it as soon as I hang up with you guys.
All right. All right.
Are y'all exhausted?
I think we have to have Marsha on
What
again.
did you say?
Are you exhausted? Did I wear you out?
No.
We want more Marsha Doll. And we're going to have you back on the air. We're going to talk about some projects for you. You're absolutely amazing. Oh my, what a day. You touched my life today.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, show number 86. I'm Brad Grunberg.
I'm Lauren Francesca.
And that's Marsha Doll. We'll see you next time on How to Start. We love you, Marsha.
We love you.
Dance.